it's funny. This is about second chances. That's pretty much been the theme for my entire life. So when I heard the theme for this, I was like, yeah, no problem. I could easily share a story about that. So I'm a person in recovery. I had 3 years clean from all drugs and substances and alcohol as well. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So I grew up in a pretty well household. Grew up with great parents, great mom and dad. My whole life was centered around school and sports. School and sports. That was it. I never had to study for school. Always made good grades through middle school and high school. I was the kid in high school who would get into class in the morning and find out what was due from last night and do it right then and make good grades on it. So I coasted right on through high school. Never got into any trouble. Never experimented with drugs and alcohol as well. That was really, I was the kid in the group of friends who always said, "Hey guys, let's not do that. That's bad. We got a game. We have practice today. We have a game tonight. Let's not do that." So I was that kid. After high school, went off to UNCW in Wilmington, North Carolina. That quickly changed for me, very, very fast. Very first semester, I came home with a 1.7 GPA. I quickly learned that you cannot just show up and be charming in school and woo your professors and do your homework the night before and expect good grades. It's not surprising to say that my parents were not excited about that. They gave me a second chance. That was my first second chance right there. They took my car and told me that I had the rest of the year to get my grades back up. But of course, I had been introduced to alcohol and drugs. So once I found that, it was school. What is school? Of course, my grades did not come back up after an attempt of going to summer school after each semester. It just stayed the same. I probably went to maybe 20 to 25 classes my whole career at UNCW. Junior year, I actually contracted mono. The kissing virus is what they call it. Once I contracted mono, I went to the doctor, and speaking to people now, I was told that doctor should have prescribed me 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, right? But of course, he did not. He prescribed me liquid codeine. I took 3 weeks off from school and just stayed home and drank liquid codeine and ate ice cream and had a good time. When I found this drug, I realized, hey, this is it. I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm not going to smoke pot anymore. I can't drive when I'm drinking. And sometimes I slur my words, and, the girls don't like that. But if I have this liquid codeine, I'm Superman. I'm untouchable. But nobody told me that you actually go through withdrawals from opiates, right? So once my liquid codeine was gone, I started realizing, hey, my papa may have some of this in his medicine cabinet. My aunt may have some of this in her medicine cabinet. So that's when the taking from family members started. Life quickly got bad for me. The parents found out, pulled me from college, and that's where I guess you could say I got my second chance. I made a deal with my father to start working, start helping him pay back my school, and once my balance was zero, he was going to help me get back into school. Well, of course, when me being addicted to opiates, that never came. I bounced from job to job, took different people, I guess you could say hostage women, using them for their house. My parents had kicked me out of the house, so I was just going from couch to couch, from girl to girl's house, and just not living right. Not living right at all. Then I got with a girl, and her and I really tried to make things work. And I actually went to detox for the first time, and went to detox and came back home because I found that I was having a baby, right? So, Alex needs to get this right. So here comes that second chance. I'm having a baby. Let's nip this in the bud. But the disease really had a hold on me. From that point till my child was 3 years old, I went to 6 treatment centers all over the country. Nothing seemed to work. I got to a point where I was completely alone in this world. My mom and dad wouldn't even buy me a pizza because Alex was such a liar. Alex was such a thief. my son's mother had a conversation with me and said, listen, this is what you're going to do. Let us know so we can just pretend you're dead. We can go on pretending that you're dead. And when she said that to me, like, it really hit me, um, because I felt like I was brought into this world to be a father. And in my mind, I love my son, but I was a slave for opiates. That's all that mattered. My love for opiates outweighed my love for my child. And I'll never forget my papa saying to me, you know, God isn't your master. You don't have your greatest love for your child. He said, heroin is your master. You go where heroin tells you to go. And when he said it at that time, I was like, yeah, okay, I hear you, I hear you. But like, he was right. It really was. And it took me a while to really see that. It's easier to see it now in retrospect than it was to see it then. But now I definitely do see that. Like I said, I went to 6 treatment centers, bounced in and out of recovery house, was kicked out of this recovery house. Recovery houses are homes where people live in them, and you're supposed to be in recovery. Everyone in the house lives in recovery, and we hold each other accountable, right? We have weekly meetings to make sure everyone's going to their recovery meetings, make sure everybody's still sober in the house, weekly drug tests, things of that sort. But Alex was I was hell in these houses. I was stealing people's food. I was using drugs. I was trying to get other people to use drugs. I just wasn't doing things the right way. I was terrible. And I was kicked out of my last house on Christmas Eve, and my parents didn't know. They thought I had 3 months clean, and I did not. Christmas Eve, I was supposed to go back home that weekend, well, Christmas Day for Christmas. And I couldn't tell anybody. I couldn't show up early because they knew something was wrong. So I had to sleep in my car on Christmas Eve, and it was in Wilmington, North Carolina. And it was actually snowing this year in Wilmington. And I remember sleeping in my car like, wow, man, all my stuff in my car. You know, I couldn't turn on the car because I couldn't use heat because I needed to save my gas to get back to Raleigh because I had no money to my name. And I'm sitting in my car, and I don't know if you guys know who Frank Ocean is, but the song randomly Godspeed came on my phone out of nowhere. And I love that song. I credit that album to me being clean today. That song came on, and I just cried, man. I just cried. There's a part where he said, wishing you Godspeed, glory, glory. Will there be mountains that you can't move, but I will always love you. And I just cried like a baby. I did. And the next day I went back to my family's house for Christmas, and I told them, and my dad at this point said he was not going to fund my rehab vacations anymore. He was like, I know a place called Healing Transitions. You can give it a shot. That's up to you. And I went, and the first month, I still wanted to get high. I did, but I just listened to what they told me. I hung out with the winners instead of hanging out with the losers, and I still have those friends today. I've like to say that I've completely changed my life around. I work for a nonprofit as a rapid responders, helping other folks get into recovery, whatever recovery looks like for them. I've actually started a nonprofit called Recess Games USA, where we show addicts and alcoholics that they can't have fun in recovery. We take guys to play paintball. We take guys to play trampoline dodgeball, and these are adults. And we've also mixed in the regular Raleigh community with our events as well, to break that stigma of what an addict or alcoholic looks like, because people not in recovery can think they have an idea, oh, they act like this, they act like that. But we bring those folks together to really tear down that wall of stigma. So yeah, I've completely changed my life around, and I owe that all to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chances.